Hello, welcome back to the tutorial. Okay, so you have already learned, I hope, what are data types and etc. And okay, so in this video I'll show you how to define variable, right, and print it to a console window. First, there are three rules defining a variable. The variable name. First, there is a syntax. Syntax is there will be data type, variable name, and then is equal to, and the value or argument or whatever one gonna save the value of the variable. Like here I'm going to give int, which is a data type of integer. It means I'm going to save an integer value in a variable called a, is a variable name, and the value is 5. And remember, there is always a semicolon, which means there is a one complete line of code. This is called statement terminator, this semicolon. It is something like in English we can write like we say, a quick brown fox jumps over lazy dog, and dot. This dot means this is a complete sentence. If you don't add dot and start writing, at first I'll show you with dot. A quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog went away, or that quick fox went away, dot. Now there is a complete sentence. A quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog, and that quick fox went away. If we remove the dot, that means it is a little confusing. A quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog, that quick fox went away, like something. Now it is also confusing for a compiler if we do not add statement terminator, it will give you an error. Now printing to a console screen, int a equals to 5. Okay, now remember, every data type has its own format specifier. Now what are format specifiers? Format specifiers are used to define printf, what type of output it is going to show. For integer, the format specifier is %d. You have to remember these things. Float has %f, char has %c, and string has %s, long has %ld, and double has %lf. These are format specifier for printf. Now if you want to print this a, the value 5, which we have already saved in a. If you want to print it, we write some, like before, bracket, but instead of 5 we will write %d, since it is an integer value and we are going to print the integer value in the printf in the console screen. Then we'll write %d, since it is int d, int %d, so it is a integer which we are going to print, so it will use %d, comma. Now there is a comma, so which is separated by. Now how does this compiler know that format specifier is for which variable? To make compiler understand, we'll write the variable name, and then there's a format specifier, there's a statement terminator. Now the output will be 5 because we are going to print percentage %d, which is a format specifier of a, and the a has a value of 5, which is going to print. Remember, everything you write in quotations will be printed exactly instead of format specifiers. I again repeat, anything you write in quotation will be printed as it is instead of format specifier. Now compile the program, run the program. Now as you can see, it is showing the value of a, which is 5. Okay, let's get a little advanced. Again, define a variable. Now this time I'm going to define the variable with 6. To print 6, we are going to write same thing, but this time instead of a we are going to write b, the same specifier, because it is integer value, and the format specifier will be specifying the b, which is going to print a 6. Compiling and then run. There's 6. Now what if we have to specify at the same time? We are going to write %d separated by space, and first a and comma b. This format specifier, the first one will specify the first variable, and the second one will specify the second variable. Now you can check it on yourself. Compile and then run. There's 5 and 6 separated by space. Now remove the space, compile the program, run it, and it be 56. Actually it is 5 and 6, which is not separated by space. Now it is separated. Now if you want to write 6 and 5, now first 6 and then a, it means 5. Now it will be 6 and 5, because first specifier will specify the first variable, the second one will specify the second variable. This is how we define a variable, how we use a format specifier in printf. Now let's get a little advanced. We have integer a, 5. We are going to make another variable, but this time we are going to use float. Float means decimal numbers. Float b equals to 7.2 char c equals to. Now in char you cannot give c or b or a or I or directly, because if you give it directly, the compiler will get confused. It will think that it is a variable, then it will give error that there is no variable undefined by y name. Char c, so if we are looking to go for y, we have to give a single apostrophe. For a character it is a rule. Then there is a string, but you cannot directly define a string. Remember what is a string? A string is a set of characters. The character will be, if we have different character in a single variable, then it is called a string. A string is not actually a data type, but we still use it for format specifier %s. Well, we'll skip it for now because we will be studying it in arrays. And then there is a long d equals to something like this, and double o and double e equals to this. Okay, what we have, if we are okay, the first one was integer, which is %, second one is float, which is %f, third one is character, which is %c, fourth one is LD, and the second one is double, which is called LF. A, B, C, D, E. Now we're going to compile the program, going to run it. Now you can see it is giving the same answer, 5A. You can see here A percentage D, A 5, here is 5, here is percentage F, here is float 7.2, is giving 7.2000. It is actually giving 000 because it has a standard 6 digit after point, that dot. There is char C, which is Y, it is giving Y there. There is then long D, 38473933, 38479393. For D, LD, and LF it's E, and it is same as float. So for now in this tutorial you have learned what is variable, local variable, global variable, and how to define a variable, how to define what are preformed specifier, how to define a variable, how to save a value in a variable, how to use different data types, how to use format specifiers in printf function. Okay, and there's some rules also for when defining variable. There are 3 rules. One is that you cannot define a variable starting with number, it will give an error. You cannot use a special character at starting, it will also give an error. You may not use those words you may not use those words which are already specified by a C compiler, like you cannot give an word like float is a word which is used by compiler. You cannot give a word. You can give asset, you can give asset 3 man a value of 5, but you cannot give integer float as 5 because it will give an error. It is already defined by C. Thank you for watching. For any queries or question you can ask in the box.